Good morning and welcome to the Shepaug Valley class commencement celebration of the class of 2026. Please rise and join me in welcoming the class officers to the stage to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, class officers. Please remain standing as we honor Christiane Person for her commitment to military service. Please join us here on the stage as the Shepaug Valley School Chorus sings the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome again, families and friends of the class of 2026, members of the Board of Education, colleagues, and of course you, the class of 2026. I often say that two things can be true at once. I am not sure when I first heard the phrase. I certainly didn't coin it, but I find myself saying it often during a variety of situations. For example, this year has been one of the hardest and most meaningful of my life. I lost one of my closest friends to cancer in September, and 2 months ago today, I lost my dad. The losses bookended my school year and brought tremendous challenge and grief. However, and at the same time, I returned to Shepaug, back to a place in a community that means so much to me. Standing here this morning on the heels of completing my first year back, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude and joy. Both of these things are true. And that is why I want to share this idea with you today, class of 2026, because it applies just as much to your lives as it has to mine. Today, we celebrate you, a class that welcomed me back and allowed me to witness a milestone year full of moments I will not forget. I remember early in the year meeting with the class officers, and as we sat in my office, I asked you what you loved about Shepaug, and there was a pride that was sincere. You told me how you loved the community and how the community showed up for you. Well, you have given the Shepaug community so much to show up for, on the stage, in the classroom, on the athletic field. And look around, because here they are again to send you off. The big moments have been great to witness. Watching you paint your parking spots early in the year, big games, FFA competitions, performances, prom, senior project milestones, and end-of-year celebrations of your achievements. The small moments, though, have been my favorite to witness. In the mall during opens and lunch, doing schoolwork, laughing with your friends, making plans, or just relaxing and hanging out in each other's company. You cheering your classmates and teammates on, especially during rivals games and pep rallies. What I will miss most is when you would sign in and sign out for your opens. The small conversations that I first eavesdropped on as you talked to Mrs. Livingston and Mrs. Magner, and then the ones I worked my way into about your Starbucks or your Dunkin' order, your lunch outings, what you were excited about coming up, college decisions, prom dresses, or maybe what you were nervous about, senior project final presentations, or a game that you were nervous about. And in many ways, watching you this year felt especially meaningful to me as I also watched my own daughter reach these same milestones in her senior year. There is something powerful about seeing those moments through both lenses at once, as a principal and a parent. As you prepare to graduate, remember this: each of you is a complex, evolving human being. Yet too often we move through life trying to place ourselves and others into simple categories: successful or unsuccessful, confident or uncertain, strong or struggling. The truth is, none of us fits neatly into those boxes. Growth isn't linear, and who you are today is only one chapter of a much larger story. So give yourself and others the grace to grow, to change, and to become. My message is simple, but I hope it is one you carry. Two things can be true at once, and no one is ever all one thing. We all embody contradictions all the time, and that is perfectly okay. The thought of the future might give your stomach butterflies, but it is also where you'll learn to spread your wings and fly. You may be ready to leave high school, but still feel the nostalgia of saying goodbye to the hallways you walked for years. The world might be harsh and hard at times, but there will also be many paths to walk in beauty. You can be uncertain of where you'll end up, but also confident that you'll make the most of it. And perhaps most importantly, you will find that while many things will come to an end, you will always have the chance to begin again. In one of my favorite songs, there's a line that goes, "There'll be happiness after you, but there was happiness because of you." And both of these things can be true. And that is how it'll be with this moment. There will be so much ahead of you, new places, new people, new opportunities. But there was also something meaningful here. You mattered here. You shaped this community in ways that will last. So as you leave Shepaug, remember this: when life feels complicated, and it will, don't rush to simplify it. Sit in the complexity and grow with it. You can be many things at once, and that is not a weakness. It's what makes you human. So here's to you, class of 2026, a class that brought so much happiness. May you find happiness in the new beginning that this ending brings, and in all of the new beginnings in your futures. Congratulations. We cannot wait to see who you continue to become. Please join me in welcoming salutatorian Josephine Staranko to speak.
Recently, my father, a teacher in the Bronx and a D&D enthusiast, shared with me a piece of game theory he'd read. It was called Bartle's Taxonomy of Player Types, and it categorized individuals into 4 archetypes. The achiever, driven by recognition, milestones, and measurable success. The socializer, driven by community and the joy of building connections. The explorer, driven by the thrill of action, discovery, and learning. And the killer, no, not a literal killer, but a person who is driven by competition and the desire for dominance over others. As a teacher, my father said, he found that very often he could apply this theory to his students. He had students who did it all for the grade, and others who did it just to prove that they were better than their peers. He had kids who were only in attendance to hang out with their friends, and he also had kids who worked selectively, pursuing only the topics that they were interested in, but delving far and deep into the ones that they chose. He liked the system of types, because it helped him begin to understand what motivated each kid to do well, and in what environment each succeeded in. For a very long time, I was an achiever. Of course, I experienced a bit of every archetype, everyone does, but in the end, that A felt so good. It felt like I was enough. And even though I had a loving, supportive family and great friends who liked me for who I am, I chased that feeling because it was the only way I could measure myself. Ravenous, I heaped load after load of responsibility onto my plate, longing to fill the gaps in my bones that made me feel transparent. I picked up heavier coursework, more classes outside of school, demanding jobs and obligations that just might be proof that I was solid all the way through. My overcommitments were a blessing and a curse. They burnt me out and caused me to behave in pretty embarrassing ways sometimes, now that I have hindsight. But in the end, it took repeated failure. Months of feeling like an imposter in calc, demolished art projects, fallouts with friends, poorly prepared essays. All of that to realize that I didn't feel like I was fading away anymore. Frustration became such a habit that I stopped being afraid of it. Every knock to the ground hurt, but that hurt was the proof that I'd been searching for. I was flesh and blood, thrumming with life. I felt my most real, not when I was staring at the grade or the paycheck or the completed sculpture, but when I was working to make it happen. That was my version of the struggle, but maybe not yours. Maybe yours looked like loving people so much that their bad days became yours. Maybe it looked like a passion project that no one else understood, or maybe like an opponent that you just couldn't beat. Maybe it looked like mine, grades that felt like oxygen, until you learned to breathe without them. No matter your player type, you all know what it feels like to want proof that you're enough. And maybe, if you're like me, to look for it in the wrong place. I hope to remind you all that proof was never in the final result. The proof was in you, in the fact that you are here, no matter what motivated you. Whether you've pursued the grade, or the friendships, or the knowledge, or the win, all of it has led you here. Today, I feel steady. I feel able. You should too, knowing that your worth isn't something that others can see on a report card or at first glance. It's in the getting back up, in the staying when you don't feel like it, in the accumulation of frustrations and failures that lead to becoming. Congratulations, class of 2026. You've earned this. You were solid all the way through. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Assistant Principal Michael Croft as he announces this year's winner of the Academic Commitment Award.
Starting with the class of 1996, Shepaug Valley High School students have been recognized for their commitment to academic studies. They have earned academic commitment credits by demonstrating purpose, setting long-term and short-term goals, showcasing perseverance, and producing quality work. At graduation, we recognize the senior who earned the most academic commitment credits in their high school career. We know it to be true, and Shepaug's guiding beliefs remind us that learning requires courage. This year's winner of the Academic Commitment Award has demonstrated the courage to work diligently and with purpose throughout their high school career. The recipient was cited for academic commitment 74 times throughout the course of their high school career, opportunities each quarter in each class. Please join me in recognizing Lexi Thomas for the perseverance and sense of purpose that she, Lexi, there we go. I didn't get to finish because you all cheered for Lexi, which was awesome. Thank you for joining me in recognizing Lexi for the perseverance and sense of purpose that she brought to our classrooms these last 4 years, 7 years, many years, really. It is my pleasure to introduce our Director of School Counseling, Sophia Velez, who will present the Community Service Award.
Community service is among the most significant ways we promote giving back to the community and thereby teach and model our Shepaug learner outcome of answering a call to citizenship. Due to the importance that we place on service, it was decided that the senior who contributes the most community service hours will be recognized at graduation. I am pleased to announce that this year, Aiden Kakamo is our Community Service Award winner. Aiden provided an incredible 406 hours of service to the community. As a regular volunteer at his church, he has become a fixture there, assisting with clothing and food drives, maintaining the church grounds, and helping to deliver religious education programs. Aiden has made a tremendous impact on our community. Please join me again in recognizing his outstanding service.
Please join me in welcoming the valedictorian of the class of 2026, Joseph Dickey, to the podium, where he will share reflections with his classmates.
Good morning, class of 2026, staff, family, and friends. Firstly, I want to take a moment to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the opportunity to speak here today. Without him, nothing is possible. Now, I want to preface by saying that I did not write my speech with ChatGPT, although at least 10 of you, actually more people asked me yesterday that if I wrote it with ChatGPT, if I should write it with that. But in per request of Will Abraham, I also did not add any cheesy quotes. And although I don't want the speech to be about me, I need to begin by exclaiming my thanks to the Shepaug community for all that it's done for me over the past few years. I was welcomed in with open arms and will always be grateful that my mom forced me to go to Shepaug. To my mom, dad, brother, and sister, none of this would be possible without your love and support. I still remember in 7th grade during the COVID pandemic, and we all sat around the dining room table, not for dinner, but to do homeschool. I don't think we had an actual meal in our dining room for a whole year, but I attribute that whole experience to shaping my drive towards my education. So thank you to my family. I want to give a special thanks to my girlfriend Tegan, my friends, and my coaches for supporting me every step of the way. Now here comes the most important thank you, the Shepaug staff, and I couldn't be more serious about this. You can't find a better bunch of teachers and administrators than the ones here at Shepaug. All of them genuinely care for, all of them genuinely care for each and every student, and my high school experience was 10 times better because of them. And my final thank you goes to the whole class of 2026. I think Shepaug is different from other schools in the fact that I know each student in my class in some way. And I hope you realize that what we had here was very special. The time has come, though, for us to move forward with confidence into the next chapter of our stories. When I was at the CIAC Scholar Athlete Banquet a few weeks ago, the guest speaker said one thing that really stuck out to me. Be the narrator of your own story. Every different person can have their own interpretation of what this means, but this is what I took away from the phrase. Now, the narrator has all the power. Even if something seems to already be written, the narrator isn't limited by what happened yesterday. The narrator decides what the next chapter looks like. Through all the tough decisions that I had to make this year, I realized it is our job and our job alone to tell our stories the way we want them to be told. We live in a country that is filled with opportunities and dreams. Some dreams may seem impossible, and the path towards them may be filled with dead ends. But when you go to the end of the road and see that dead end, it's not that the road is stopped. It's just that it hasn't been built yet. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who or what stands against it. You can never be the best version of yourself if you let people convince you that you can't achieve the impossible. The door of impossibility remains open no matter what circumstances you are in. The only requirement to go through is a sense of belief. I don't know what your future holds, but if you are willing to take the hard road and you stand back up when you fall down, you will not regret it. You get nothing in life by taking the easy way out, so strive for that impossible. Never give up, and realize that the start takes commitment, but the finish takes consistency. Congratulations, class of 2026, and thank you.
Each year, Shepaug seniors select one member of the faculty and staff to address them at graduation. This year's speaker is Mr. Jim Stinson. Jim is a staple in our humanities department. He is currently completing his 29th year of teaching. When I asked him earlier this week how many times he has been chosen as the class speaker, he recalled about 10. That is no surprise to anyone who knows him. Please welcome the class of 2026's staff speaker, Mr. Jim Stinson.
She makes me sound old. All right, so as grateful as I am for being asked to speak today, there is also a giant feeling of dread. The last couple times I spoke, I had a difficult time getting through it. And as you know, I'm an individual who wears my heart on my sleeve. So then there was, what should I say? I was really at a loss. So I started asking a few people about what I should say, and many thanks go out to all of them, especially Marissa, who reminded me to talk about what I know, and the rest will take care of itself. So here you go. I guess what I really want to say is how important it is for you to fully chase down your dreams. You want to be able to have no regrets that you fought for and achieved them all. I mean, after all, this is what every adult here today wants for you. The only thing that is more important than this, however, is how you chase them down. You see that as you chase down your dreams, you need to not only be confident, but kind. You need to be looking out for others, helping them achieve their dreams as well. After all, true greatness lies in striving to be the best version of oneself while lifting up others around you. You have shown that you understand this. You guys were the inaugural Link Crew leaders, making sure that incoming students found a welcoming environment. Your willingness to always lend a hand, especially when that hand was reaching into my fabled lunchbox, to make someone's day brighter. To share a smile and laugh made this place a better place. I've been fortunate to be able to chase down my dreams in such a special place. As a teacher, I'm blessed to work with fantastic colleagues and visionaries. As a coach, I've had the opportunity to work with and learn from some of the very best. One thing that they all have in common is the idea that your best is non-negotiable. You owe it to yourself and the others around you to give nothing less. You do that, and everything else falls into place. It is here once again that you have lived out this vision. Winning multiple BL and state titles. On the stage, you gathered many Halo awards and recognition, and in ag competitions, you have shown that the Spartans might be relatively new to this, but that same winning spirit is there. So class of 2026, your future is now here. It is time to start the chase of your dreams away from here. And as you do, remember the words of Coach Jack Lingle, the Marshall football coach tasked with rebuilding the program after a devastating airplane crash. They don't know your heart. I do. I've seen it. You have shown it to me. You have shown this coaching staff, your teammates, you have shown yourselves just exactly who you are. And when you take that field today, you've got to lay that heart on the line. From the soles of your feet, with every ounce of blood you've got in your body, lay it on the line until that last whistle blows. And if you do that, you cannot lose. You got this. Godspeed, class of 2026.
Please join me in welcoming Molly Leonard, class president, as she shares her final reflections.
Hello, everybody. First, I would like to thank the Board of Education, Dr. Shells, Mrs. Olette, and all the teachers, staff members, families, and supporters who have helped the class of 2026 throughout our years here at Shepaug. None of us would be here today without the countless people who challenge and encourage us every step of the way. 4 years ago, we all walked into high school nervous, underprepared, and excited for the future. Today, as we sit here preparing to leave, many of us find ourselves in a very similar position. We are stepping into a new chapter of our life, unsure exactly what lies ahead, but ready to face whatever challenge comes our way. This year has been filled with first. Our first time being the oldest students in the building, our first time being considered adults, our first time committing to colleges or future plans. For many of us, this was the first year we truly had to start thinking about the future as not something far away, but as something arriving much sooner than we all expected. But while this year has been full of firsts, it has also been full of lasts. The last first day of school, the last Shepaug game, the last musical, the last concert, the last club meeting, the last time walking these halls as students, the last time seeing some of the people who have become part of our daily lives. And if we're being honest, those lasts are a lot harder than we expected them to be. I think the craziest last for me was the Halo Awards. I've been fortunate enough to perform every year since 8th grade at the Palace Theater stage. This year was bittersweet as I took the stage for the last time. I was also extremely grateful to win for Best Leading Actress in a Play, which was an amazing way to end my high school theater career. I know each of us has had a similar moment that marks the ends of something we've loved and worked very hard for. Those moments are often filled with mixed emotions, but they remind us all of what we've accomplished along the way. Throughout all these firsts and lasts, there has admittedly been a lot of failure. I think one of the greatest lessons high school has taught us is how to fail forward. We have practiced many things throughout our education, but high school gave us plenty of opportunities to practice failure. Failing a test, missing a shot in a game, forgetting an assignment, not getting the role we wanted, making a mistake during a presentation, or experiencing one of those silent failures that nobody ever knows about except for us. Every person sitting here today has experienced failure in one form or another. And the truth is, we will continue to experience it throughout our life. What matters most is what happens next. Every setback has taught us something. Every mistake forced us to grow. Every challenge made us stronger than we were before. And despite every failure, every obstacle, and every moment where we doubted ourselves, we succeeded. We are graduating high school. For years, graduation was something we watched happen in movies, television, shows, and to all the students ahead of us. It always seemed so far away. Yet somehow, after thousands of assignments, countless hours of studying, school events, games, performances, projects, and memories, we made it here. The moments we remember most are rarely the grades that we got or the assignments we completed. They're the people we shared the experiences with. The conversations before class, the bus rides, the inside jokes, the friendships formed in unexpected places, the moments that seemed ordinary at the time but became memories that we will carry forever. Shepaug has always been a place that encourages connection. Whether through agriculture, theater, athletics, music, clubs, academics, or countless other activities, every student has found a place to belong. And while we all travel different paths, I think that is what makes our class special. We've learned how to support one another despite differences. We've celebrated each other's successes, helped each other through challenges, and created a community that I am incredibly proud to be a part of. As class president for the past 4 years, I've had the unique privilege of watching you all grow. I've watched classmates discover talents they never knew they had. I've watched people step outside of their comfort zones. I've watched students become leaders, friendships formed, goals achieved, and confidence grow. We've come a long way from those nervous freshmen who walked through the door 4 years ago. From finishing history of freshman year to presenting our senior project, we've completed countless assignments that felt impossible when they were first assigned. Somehow, each project seemed more daunting than the last, but every time, we found a way through. I genuinely think 8 a.m. on Thursdays will haunt me forever. The feeling of walking into school at 7:45 and remembering your senior project journal was due when you see your teacher in the mall. I don't think Thursday morning will ever feel the same. As we leave Shepaug, challenges won't suddenly disappear. We will continue to face obstacles every day. There will be moments when things don't go according to plan. There will be times when we feel lost, overwhelmed, or uncertain. But if these past 4 years have taught us anything, it's that we can handle those moments. We've already proven that. We've learned how to adapt. We've learned how to persevere. We've learned how to support one another. And most importantly, we've learned how to keep moving forward. As we begin this next chapter, I hope we remember that success is not about never failing. Success is about continuing to move forward even after we do. No matter where life takes us after today, whether it's college, careers, military service, trade schools, or paths we haven't discovered yet, I hope we carry the lessons that we learned today with us. Take risks. Be kind. Stay curious. Support the people around you. And don't be afraid to fail, because some of life's greatest opportunities come in moments that don't go as planned. Class of 2026, thank you for allowing me to serve as your president for the last 4 years. It has been an honor to grow alongside you and witness everything that we have accomplished together. Before I leave, I'd like to thank a few very special people. First, Ms. Phoenix and Ms. Kerrigan for being our amazing class advisors for the past 4 years. I'd also like to thank the class officers of the past and present. Drew Koenig, Lily Toby, Christiane Pearson, Reese Evans, Wyatt Ongley, and my 4-year twin, Sunny Smith. Another shout out to everyone who has helped me over the years with the bazaar, festivals, pep rallies, and other amazing events. Finally, a huge thank you to my friends and family who came today. Thank you for flying in and coming to such an exciting day. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it. And while today marks the end of one chapter, it also marks the beginning of another. And I cannot wait to see where your stories go next. And remember, get a grip, get a life, and get over it. Alyssa Edwards, thank you.
Thank you, Molly. It is time to introduce Superintendent Dr. Donald Shells, who will address you and confer diplomas. Superintendent Shells, I hereby certify that the graduates before you have met the qualifications established by the Region 12 Board of Education in the state of Connecticut. With great pride, I present to you the Shepaug Valley School class of 2026.
Thank you, Principal Ouellette. Good morning to this wonderful class and to all the people who mean so much to you and to me and to all of us. If you force me to give this reflection a title that I'm about to share, I would call it 43, 45, 41, with a subtitle of So Beautiful or So What? I hate to sound mysterious, but I'll come back to that later. First, to all our esteemed guests and the class of 2026, let me say, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. That's one of my favorite Kurt Vonnegut quotations. His uncle used to say that, to practice the art of living in the moment and enjoying the simple yet wonderful moments we sometimes slow down and allow ourselves to appreciate. How nice to be here celebrating this wonderful class on our beautiful campus. Around us, all the people that have mattered to you for so long. And yes, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Speaking of the ability to live in the moment and appreciate the wonder in our daily lives, John Adams, one of our country's founders and our third president, was out on a walk one day later in his life and noticed a little wildflower. He was drawn to it, captivated by it, nearly mesmerized, and thought, I cannot believe I never noticed or appreciated this little flower before now. Here for Adams, a small common event became remarkable because he allowed himself to notice the beauty and the complexity of this little flower. We don't always tune ourselves in to the incredible power of everyday moments because that power can be masked by our tendency to ignore what's right in front of us. On this point, Albert Einstein famously said, no fish truly understands water. Or by our quest for only the grandest, most exotic experiences. They're fine too. We're kind of having one now. But that shouldn't curtail our ability to live in each moment and find all the Easter eggs hidden in ordinary experiences. My favorite songwriter, Paul Simon, has a song called So Beautiful or So What? The point of the song relates to the choice we have as far as what lens we use to construe our experience. When we're in a certain moment, we can look for beauty or react with detached indifference. Of course, there's a third possibility. Lots of our moments are not nice at all. There's no rule that says you're a malcontent if you fail to enjoy painful moments. But in ordinary life, absent tragedy, moment by moment, you can either say, wow, or meh. I guess John Adams looked at that flower, finally noticed and appreciated it, and moved from so what to so beautiful. Now, I'm not saying anyone gets to define your so beautifuls and your so whats. They're up to you. You shouldn't let someone criticize you because you don't like sitting in a room watching paint dry with the austerity and discipline of a Buddhist monk. It's probably a bad example for your generation. I should probably say sitting and watching a 3D printer print a product. I don't know. But if you do like those things, then it's beautiful to you. It's not about letting others calibrate your aesthetic preferences. It's just about being aware in every moment so that you are open to the delights you might otherwise miss because you've become habituated to overlooking them in their daily cadence. When you look at your world, do you mostly say, so beautiful, or do you mostly say, so what? I think the right perspective can move us from so beautiful towards so beautiful from so what? Think of it this way. Before a person can appreciate the smell or appearance of a flower, first you have a few prerequisites, like a universe has to form, planets have to coalesce, some of them need to support carbon-based life, therefore we need the right conditions for amino acids and nucleic acids. They need to generate. Then that life actually has to appear and evolve and develop to the point where a flower emerges. And then something with consciousness needs to appear to be aware of the flower. So we have to get from the Big Bang to consciousness, no big deal. And then you yourself have to be born. All these incredibly contingent things bring us to the experiences we face. As a result, we really ought to consider all our moments rather miraculous. So beautiful, not so what. Now, that's enough of that. Today, of course, is about you, the class of 2026. So I thought it would be appropriate to get your voice in the mix now and distill your experiences here at Shepaug. What kinds of things made you say so beautiful instead of so what? What ordinary moments grabbed you and moved you the way John Adams was moved by that flower? Here's what I found. While conferring an art award on one of our students, the speaker said, she has the capacity to appreciate all the minute aspects of nature and express them with gratitude through her art. Well, that seems on point. And so do the rest of these examples. Field hockey players say at the start of the game, we would all get in a line and take 3 deep breaths during stressful moments. It connected us as a team and gave us the confidence we needed. When I'm hanging out with my friends from Shepaug, I just stop and sometimes think about how lucky I am to have met these people. Being part of the crowd on Rivals Night, all the people who show up, cheer, dress up, and chant. Going to senior sunrise together. Efforts of teachers and staff on the first day of school, walking in on the red carpet. And in athletics, cheering for others and being cheered for. Moments spent in my AP Bio and Honors Calc classes. Our forensics box project. The discussion about movies we had in East-West class. Writing eulogies to fetal pigs in anatomy class. Okay, but see, there's an example. Everybody has their own so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I practice my own creed. That's a beautiful. Lord of the Rings with Mr. Messina. Having our own whiteboards in AP Calc. Finger painting after the AP test and being challenged. Senior trip, Model UN, Yale, Radio City trips. Mrs. Eddy helping us access literature. That nervous feeling you get before senior project presentation. I'm not making any of these up. These are all written by the kids, right, for me, so thanks for cooperating. Spears Hacky Sack games. Holiday Bazaar, Reich Ceremony, Ag Expo, pep rallies, painting our parking spaces, the people, classmates, teachers, staff, playing Fleetwood Mac's Dreams in Honors Calc. I'm so glad your generation found some of that music that meant a lot to me when I was young. In some cases that we got from our parents. I'm so glad you're finding it. Small class sizes, walking into the greenhouse, our beautiful campus, the mall, the living plant wall, the rock, the barn, the animals, the pond, learning commons, senior picture wall, the flag wall of college acceptances, and clean facilities. What about a shout out to our custodians for clean facilities? painted signs around the school pointing to rooms, Mrs. McSweeney's bird feeder, the Be Kind sign in the mall, the moose and raccoons at track practice. Do we have moose here? Yeah, we do. Running through the cheerleader tunnel to start a basketball game, all the teachers who smile at you in the hallways and teach you respect and help throughout the year. That's my favorite. I also read what you said in your yearbook memories. Lots of great, so beautiful moments in there. Long runs and late nights with the team, enjoying the butterflies, winning state championships, dancing with my friends, visiting Peppermint Patty. I thought I was going to hear her today. Long bus rides, talking with friends, walking through the mall on a half day during COVID to get a bag lunch. There's one. Going to prom, late nights with theater and swim, prepping for rivals night, competing at Ag CDEs, the fun and laughter I had in my AP classes, AP Euro class discussions, getting a police escort back to Shepaug after winning a state championship, open art studio. So many of you also stopped to thank teachers, friends, and family for helping you make these good memories. So many faculty, staff members, and parents and friends were recognized. And in fact, now, none of us get where we are alone. We know that. Now it might be a good time, class of 2026. We're going to spend most of the day clapping for you. But how about a round of applause from you, from all the folks who helped you get to this seat today? Okay, that's quite a catalog of memories, of so beautiful memories. Most of you reported these under the general rubric of the small moments. But cultivating a mindset that is receptive to these moments is not small. It is very big, because these moments aggregate to an outlook that can tweak your master narrative. They add up to a collective so beautiful about life in general. Or, as Joseph Campbell, the famous scholar of mythology, said, a decision to say yes to it all, the good and the bad, in the belief that finally it's all worth it. Better to have been here for the ride. I always say the commodity I want most for you is happiness. May you build your happiness one beautiful moment at a time. And here's the kicker. After writing this reflection, I came upon one of our seniors' yearbook quotations, and maybe I could have just shared that and saved you this speech. And it said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking, attributed to Marcus Aurelius. All right. When I was your age, which did happen, contrary to what many of you think, long after the comet that killed the dinosaurs, I had a regular habit that would be foreign to each and every one of you. I used my locker in high school. We all did. Nobody wanted to carry around a heavy backpack. We would all go to our lockers multiple times each day. I don't remember the number of my locker, but I remember the combination. 41 years later, it was 43, 45, 41. I guess I opened the locker so much those numbers got etched into my brain. Now, if we could see the thought bubbles from my colleagues right now, they'd be saying he can remember his locker combo from 41 years ago, but he doesn't remember what I told him last week. That's going on over there, I'm sure. But every day for 4 years, I rolled 43, 45, 41, and 2 lockers down with Stephanie. On countless occasions, we would be at our lockers at the same time. We weren't close friends, we would just say hello. Then came the last day of senior year, for me 41 years ago. And the last time we would ever perform this otherwise trivial ritual. And I think we both understood that because we talked at that moment more than we ever had, and said some nice things. I think we understood that, what was happening, that it was somehow solemn. And we wished each other luck for the future. It was a small moment. The heavens didn't open. I'm not saying she wanted to date me or anything crazy like that. It was a small moment. I've got some heavy lines coming up, so I thought a little comic relief would help with that line there. But it was a really nice moment. I guess we were unlocking more than our lockers. It was an instant when so beautiful replaced so what. I was so happy to learn that your class had a multitude of such experiences here in Region 12. You shared many of these moments together. Now they're a part of who you are. Of course, in our lives, and certainly in our teenage years, there are also many moments that are just painful. That's part of our stories too. And if you've had those moments or are having them now, you are not alone. Not here. But we persevere. And on the other side of our low moments, we can often find something delightful if we know how to look. So in closing, you are now in something like a 43, 45, 41 moment. Just as it dawned on me that Steffi and I were having our final locker check-in, you may realize this could be the last time each and every one of you is gathered together in the same spot, though I hope you all see each other again and again at countless reunions. And as you may intuit, I am wishing you a lifetime of unexpected serendipity. Surprising and delightful 43, 45, 41 moments. And I wish you the inner constitution to register such moments and, like an alchemist, turn the banal into the sublime and revel in the insight that our moments are finite, but our capacity to mine them for inspirational gold is infinite. And because our moments are finite, such mining becomes even more desperately urgent. Class of 2026, everyone here, parents, family members, friends, faculty, staff, as far as they're concerned, you've always been so beautiful. Never so what. All the folks who love you want to spin the combinations on the locks blocking your attention from a little flower, or an unusually sweet strawberry, or the scent of freshly cut grass, or bonfires in the early autumn, or a phone call from a grandparent or neighbor who wants to ask you about the prom. And to all the things that could hijack your attention from these wonderful moments, I say, so what? Congratulations to this amazing class, and best wishes for all the health, success, and happiness you so richly deserve. In a short moment, I'm going to invite the chairperson from our wonderful Board of Education to the podium to hear her remarks, and then we will distribute diplomas. But before that, based upon the certification that I just received from Principal Ouellette, which I appreciate, and based upon the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Connecticut and by the Region 12 Board of Education, I do now confer on each and every one of you a Shepaug Valley High School diploma with all the rights, privileges, and immunities appertaining thereunto, both here and elsewhere. Ms. Pody?
Well, I just have to say before I start that the speeches have been unbelievably beautiful. Probably really the most beautiful that, well, they're always beautiful, but incredibly beautiful. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now. So wish me luck. Okay. So, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Welcome parents, families, Superintendent Shells, Principal Ouellette, faculty, and most importantly, Class of 2026. It is an honor to address you today on behalf of the Board of Education, and I think you all look amazing. I find myself always panicking before standing up here because I'm supposed to come up with some profound wisdom for you to carry in your pocket for the rest of your lives. No pressure for me that I stress about, obviously. But then I thought about all of you. You don't need profound wisdom. And honestly, I'd be happy to take some advice from all of you. As a board and community member, I've had the privilege of watching you grow over the last 4 years. And what I've noticed most is how you care for each other, how you show up when it counts. You cheer each other on at athletic games, attend theater performances, study together, cover each other for shifts at work. I know that one firsthand. And attend senior projects and capstone presentations to show up and recognize all the hard work that's gone into them. You celebrate the wins and you weather the losses. We see you in what you do for each other and with each other is something that makes us incredibly proud. This is what makes a small community different. It's special. It's not an app that you can download or install on your phone. A year ago, it was my first time addressing a graduation. And I stood up here at this community that I love so much, just like I am now. And on this day, I said this to the class of 2025. As you move on to your next chapter, you will venture into larger spaces, towns, cities, countries. You will spread your wings, stretch your legs, and maybe even reinvent yourself. And the best part is you'll get to take that special small town secret sauce with you. You might not even realize it until years later, but you can't shake it. It just becomes part of you. And it's your turn to cultivate new relationships, meet new people, and foster lifelong relationships, and create your own communities. And when you do, you will make those around you feel special, small town special. Now, class of 2026, that small town special becomes part of you. It travels with you far beyond these walls here at Shepaug. And as you leave here today, you'll carry many of those memories with you. Walking in as freshmen on your first day with that red carpet rolled out for you, getting lost in the hallways, meeting your friends for the first time and laughing with them at the mall, taking physics class, musical theater rehearsals, the Halo Awards, winning state championships, singing at Radio City Music Hall, astronomy club, the long bus ride to Indiana for the National FFA convention, your capstone presentations, and of course, senior projects, just to name a few. And those memories are different for each of you, and that's what makes them yours. And as you get older and reflect, this place will become nostalgic. These hallways will hold your stories, and if only a few snapshots will remain. But in the end, it's just a building. The intangibles go with you. They live inside you. The bonds of friendship, the educators who challenged and inspired you, from the uncertainty of your freshman year to the confidence that you carry today. You've grown in ways that will stay with you long after you walk out the doors and step into the world. But this is just the beginning. I promise the best is still yet to come. Carry the spirit of this community that reminds you that no one succeeds alone. That secret sauce, it goes with you. Feel free to share it with those you meet along the way. It's too good to keep it to yourself. Carry the character that helps you choose what is right when no one's watching. That's the Spartan way. Carry the curiosity that keeps you asking the really good questions, embracing new ideas and taking on new challenges. And if you do, no matter how far you travel beyond Region 12, a part of this community will always be with you. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go out there and do great things, big and small, and continue to always make us proud.
At this time, we will announce each graduate and ask them to join us one by one on the stage to receive their diploma. Parents, when your graduate is called, please feel free to step into the center aisle for a photo. We do ask that you be seated as soon as your graduate's photo is taken so that we can welcome the next graduate to the stage. Graduates, please rise when your row is called and stay standing until all graduates in your row have returned to their seat. Graduates, please rise. Joseph Matthias Dickey. Josephine Pearl Steranko. Molly Josephine Leonard. Wilden Michael Abraham. Daniel Michael Bateman. Molly Autumn Bates. Lily Margaret Bialak. David Ames Block. Sophia Blumenreich. Ellie Grace Brittingham. Eden Taylor Brzezinski. Abby Rose Bullock. Aiden Christopher Kakamo. Tatum Isabel Carcare. Jose Carvalero. Ryan Ceylon. Benjamin Churich. Hannah Alyssa Vilela Coelho. Alexis Ryan Collins. Louis Fung Constant. Avery Alice D'Amico. Thea Rose D'Amico. Liam Denning. Whitman DePreter. Robert William Donaldson. Thomas Atticus Dorman. Reagan Catherine Evans. Reese Kinney Evans. Hayden Michelle Carolyn Fisher. Isaac Cornell Fitch. Benjamin Finn Fitzgerald. Lucas Gasparino. Jacqueline G. Sue Goldberg. Marin Elise Hofstell. Itai Hausinger. Quinn Patrick Hurley. Emily Elizabeth Ileskis. Inez Ish. Pierce Stephen Johnson. Kyrie L. Jordan. Antonia Marie Carney. James Christopher Kirsten. John Knox. Andrew Noah Koenig. John Paul Cutsey. Christopher William Lefebvre, II. Bruna S. Labagno. Emma Mandrakia. Eva Grace Mathis. Owen Mark Maynard. Tallulah Lee James McCran. Finley Kate McKinnon. Summer Joy Ann Medina. Najee Meeks. Jacob Walter Mosteller. Dade Brian Munson. Nicholas Michael Nunzig. Madeline Norrit. Cadence Carolyn O'Keefe. Wyatt Ongley. Gunnar Elton O. Tiana Lee Panagos. Noah Andrew Paplowskis. Avery Susan Peaburn. Christiane Person. Sophia Claire Person. Abigail Georgina Perrin. Rebecca Gabrielle Perrin. Evelyn Diana Pasantes Pilco. Ava Lorraine Petruska. Cass James Petruska. Lucia Cassandra Pongratz. Margaret Jane Pooter. Jaden Nathaniel Query. Eliana Jean Quigley. Serena C. Raffle. Hannah Elizabeth Rich. Macy Carrington Rubini. Skylar Kathleen Santos. Max Diversa Schemp. Isabella Donna Schorner. James John Schneider. Noah Schramm. Maggie Shriver. Cheyenne Serena Ribos Schultz. Benjamin Jack Schwartz. Tegan Michael Civic. Sophie Kathleen Smart. Harrison Santino Smith. Rachel Victoria Stirk. Marissa Danielle Swan. Jacob C. Tendler. Hudson Tenrero. Lexi Ray Thomas. Rachel Tricarico. James Dowling Euchers. Carmen Sean Vance. Kurt Gustav Warner. Grayland Graham Woodard.
One more to go.
And Dominic Zatola.
Because the real world's coming.
Family and friends, I give to you the Shepaug Valley School class of 2026. Please welcome your class president, Molly Leonard, to the stage. Molly will lead you in the traditional turning of the tassel from right to left. Okay, just a few instructions as we end the ceremony. Teachers, I ask that you rise to begin to form the gauntlet. As they do that, I would like to take a moment to thank the people who work behind the scenes to make today happen. Mrs. Sharon Magner, Matt Parachi, our custodial and officer teams. So thank you very much. I know they're among us somewhere in the back there, but thank you so much. Our staff will begin forming the gauntlet along the path. Our graduates will walk through the gauntlet to the gray shed, where they will wait for parent photographers to gather before they throw their hats in celebration of their graduation. We do ask that everyone allow the graduates to exit the path before leaving your seats. Graduates, please wait for that signal to throw your cap so that we can get those who want to take a photo in position. Following the cap toss, the Shepaug Valley School PTO, who we thank very deeply for this as well, welcomes everyone to join them for a reception with refreshments to the side of the lawn. On behalf of the entire Region 12 community, we wish our graduates, family, friends, and staff a wonderful summer. Graduates, please rise.